Happy new comic book day, webheads. Guys, we're gonna find out very soon if I actually went to the comic book shop and I got my comics on time this particular week, because as of this new comic book day, I still haven't received last week's comics. Hey, all my women's out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, I'm bringing you another episode of Spider Slayer's Comic Book Haul. Fans, this is episode 494. I think that's where we're at. I'm not 100% sure. Things are a little bit different this week. That's right, guys. I just wanted to let you know that I did get my comic books this week. However, unfortunately, I had to go to a different shop to get them. So, I always want to give credit to my normal comic shop, which is Comic Central, located in the city of Sanford, Florida. So if you guys are ever in the area, go ahead and check them out. Yes, the past couple of weeks they've had shipping issues. It's not their fault. It's FedEx's fault, and it just sucks, right? But this week I wound up getting my comics over here in Acme Comics, located in Longwood, Florida. Also located in Central Florida. They're one of the hugest comic shops here in the Central Florida area. And if there's a place that's going to have their books, it's going to be them. So, guys, let's go ahead. Let's dive into the mysterious white bag. That's right. No mysterious black bag this week. Like I said, there's things that are a little bit different. But at the end of the day, we are lucky and we wind up getting the comic books, right? So here we go. The mysterious white bag. And here is your stack. So there's your stack of comics. Let's go through the books that I wound up picking out. And I just wanted to say a big shout out to the people that were in Acme Comics. There was a lot of people that recognized me and knew who I was, and we had some great conversations there. So shout out to all those guys there. Really, really cool. All right, so the first book that we're going to be discussing today is Robin issue 6. I got this Respawn variant cover. It's such a sick cover. It looks so good in person, right? I love the colors, how they actually pop. I can't wait how this story continues, because we're going to get a lot of fighting going on in this issue, which is going to be cool. So like I said, there's a lot of fighting, and I don't want to spoil too much because I think the action is going to be totally intense in this book. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to read it. All right, next I wound up getting Deathstroke issue 1, or Deathstroke Incorporated issue 1. Got that Francisco Mantina cover. Looks gorgeous, of course. And then when we open it up, we get to see some of the interior art in here, just to give you an idea of what that looks like, and the colors as well. So I don't know what's happening there with the lady in the actual suit there, but that looks interesting. So yeah, so we got that going on. I'm really looking forward to how Deathstroke and Black Canary wind up teaming up. So with that, I wound up having to get the other variant cover with Adam Hughes there with Black Canary, as she's taking off her jacket, getting ready to do some battle. So that's pretty awesome. All right, and then I wound up getting from Boom Studios, wound up getting the foil cover of issue 5. This is a good series. It's very gory, a lot of fighting, a lot of history when it comes to the character. The dude just wants to be mortal. He doesn't necessarily die. Again, he just wants to live and die on his own terms, right? So we wound up scoring that one. Then we wound up getting Extreme Carnage Silence. And this is the collectible connecting trading card variant. 8 of 9. That is a really badass cover with Silence on there. I think she could have definitely some possibility in there. And then with this issue, it just looks like there's all out hell breaking loose when it comes to Extreme Carnage. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Looks like we got what's that? What was that? Sleeper? Is that the character's name? Wow, that's going to be a lot of fun too. So that's awesome. All right, let's go back over to a book that is done by Titan Comics, and hopefully I don't get demonetized for this one. And this is Gun Honey This is issue 1. This is like a Black Widow book, right? But look at all these covers were ultra sexy and they're a little bit pushing the envelope. That's how it opens up. There's actually a cover that looks like that in this book. Now, whether the story is actually really good, I don't know. We'll see, but it definitely does have some pretty risque artwork going on in this book. But I'm curious to see really what the story is about. So, interesting book, Gun Honey issue 1. All right, next from Image Comics, we have the return of Crossover. This is issue 8. I feel like this book has lost a lot of its steam because it just hasn't been out. There was like a kind of like a filler issue in between, I guess, with Chip Zdarsky, even though it was a good story. But now it looks like maybe the main story is continuing again and it's picking back up. I want to know in the comments below, are you guys actually picking this back up again, and are you still digging Crossover? All right, the next book I wound up getting from Marvel is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 30. And you have to get this because this is obviously Miles Morales 10 years celebrating. He's getting a new costume change, so I know a lot of people are probably specking on this book. And here we get to see the interior artwork of what he looks like with that new costume. For me, it looks like it's like super casual, and it just looks like it'd be hot, right? Like he's going around New York and he's all covered up completely. You know, how's that breathable? So we'll see what happens there with Miles Morales celebrating the 10 years. All right, and then I wound up getting Darkhawk issue 2. This first issue was absolutely phenomenal as we get to see our main character struggling with MS. And then you wind up seeing him acquiring the amulet. And this is going to be a huge hit on him. Like, all these things are happening to him at once. He's a former basketball player. He was going to have a scholarship. And now it's just like, oh, he lost everything. And now he's all of a sudden got this power to be this hero. I can see things, how it's going to be overwhelming for him. Great book, Darkhawk issue 2. All right, next we wound up getting from Vault. This is Human Remains issue 1. So this is an interesting story about people loving each other, and then what happens is that I guess they lose their emotions and people are just roaming around Earth like aimlessly. I don't know what to expect from this book, but when I read the premise, it seemed quite interesting. So I definitely want to give it a try. You know, always give these independent books a try because you never know when they're going to be the next best thing, the next hit story to hit the shelves, the next Something is Killing the Children or Stray Dogs, right? So we got that. All right. So speaking of Something is Killing the Children, wound up scoring the issue 20, right? Continues the origin of Erica Slaughter, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. Here's some of the interior artwork in there. Love seeing her little origin story, how she came to be from the little girl to the crazy monster hunter that she is today. And then with that, I wound up getting the variant cover. I think this is the variant cover. And this is a little bit creepy, right? And she's got the knife behind her back, and then she's got the picture of her mentor on there as well. So that's cool also. All right. And then we go to Marvel, and we wound up getting Inferno issue 1. And my friend Kat Comic Uno was like, Mike, I'm getting this cover. So I was like, oh wow, that Emma Frost cover looks nice. But when you see it on a computer image on a screen, it's nice, but it's not great. Until you hold it in your hands and you're like, man, this is a nice looking cover. You gotta appreciate Emma Frost there with the sunglasses, the nice hair, and the little, you know, fur coat there. Awesome looking cover. I'm excited to read this. Here is some of the interior artwork here. So I'm really looking forward to this book. So of course, based off of my top 10 comic book covers of the week, I had to get the Art Germ with Mystique on there because that was my favorite cover of the week. Love the detail that he puts into his characters and the way Mystique looks there. It's awesome. She's holding the gun, getting ready to shoot somebody. I don't know. All right. And then we wound up getting Detective Comics issue 1043. Wound up getting the Lee Bermejo cover. So that's pretty cool. And where are we at on this story right now? Oh, also still dealing with the magistrate and everything going on. But look at that 2-page spread there. This one's done by Dan Mora, right? So if I'm... Oh no, this is a different artist on this particular issue this time around. So that's cool anyway. It's still great artwork. Pretty decent story, but I'm over the magistrate stuff. All right. Now, speaking of Spider-Man and the Spider-Man family, we wind up getting Black Cat issue 10 as this continues the whole Infinity Score storyline and her acquiring all of these characters so she can get possession of the Infinity Stones. Now, what's going to happen when all these characters are together? I don't know. But Jed MacKay's been hitting this story out of the park. The artwork has been absolutely gorgeous. And when he's done with this, I'm going to miss him on this book because he has really added a lot of depth to the character. So well done. Black Cat issue 10. That's the variant copy. All right. And then I wound up getting Spawn issue 322. Intense cover there with She-Spawn and Spawn there with his Gatling gun there, and they're firing at all cylinders, so that's pretty cool. So let's see some of the interior artwork in there. So Spawn's always a lot of fun, man. I love it. And of course, I've said it a million times, you just can't beat that price, right? All right. And then we wound up getting Extreme Carnage Omega issue part 8 of 8. So like I showed you earlier in that variant copy, this is the conclusion to this series, and I'm looking forward to how it ends. It's just like balls to the walls, action, a lot of fun, grab your popcorn, and yeah, that's it. All right, guys, so before we finish up this haul, I just want to shout out to the Facebook group page. And our first shout out today, guys, goes to Brian Miller. He says, I'm about halfway through volume 2, and it's so freaking good. I can't believe I haven't really read Green Lantern before. This is probably one of my favorite runs in any series, and I'm finally to the Blackest Night. Let me just tell you, Green Lantern, Blackest Night, Brian, is the best freaking story. One of my favorite Green Lantern stories ever. Hopefully you enjoy it. In fact, I know you will enjoy it. And Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern is the best. Enjoy, my friend. Next, we go to Derek Edge. He says, here are my scores from 2 different comic shops, a Books A Million and Ollie's Bargain Bin. I got the Spider-Man Omnibus for $50, and then you get to see some of the other issues there. You got some key amazing Spider-Man, Black Knight, Something Is Killing the Children. Man, congratulations on all those great things, Derek, and thank you for sharing. Next, we have Chad Thomas. Finally got some time to organize, rearrange my boxes into Marvel, DC, and independent comics alphabetically. That's a pretty nice comic book room, nice and clean. I just got done organizing all my books myself. Of course, webheads, if you want to join this group, just go on to Facebook and search Comic Book Corner 2.0 Webheads Unite. Guys, I will see your request. I will approve you, and you can join this awesome community of 994 members, so close to 1,000, where we post all kinds of stuff. Marvel Studio stuff, our graded comic books. You get to see all kinds of great things, you know, shows that are coming out, comic book hauls, conventions. Guys, go ahead and join today, and you could be shouted out in future hauls. Okay, so last few books that I have to show you. Of course, I had to walk out of there with a copy of 875, or otherwise known as Nick Spencer's issue 74, and this is the conclusion to his run. I only bought one cover. When I go back to my regular shop, I will buy another cover that I had on hold for me. I just opened this up and I can't show you with the page I wanted to show you because it's like, what is happening in this book, right? So, yeah, okay. I'm just going to show you this one page just to show you some Mark Bagley artwork, but I'm not going to show you anything else because now I'm totally lost. Just after the first page I saw, I'm like, what the heck is going on? There better be some answers, and there better be a retcon. So we'll see what happens with the Amazing Spider-Man issue 875. All right. And then we wound up getting Darkhold issue 1. We got the 1 in 10 variant for $9. I thought this was kind of cool, this little sketch variant. It just seemed very demonic. And I was like, okay, I'll pick that one up. So that's nice. And then, speaking of the Facebook group page, I had a member from there, was at the shop, recognized who I was, and really great guy. I mean, we had a conversation for about 10-15 minutes, just asking me about all kinds of, you know, things and how I record and what was my first book I collected. And it was just so awesome, you know. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel, was just to develop a community of great people to talk about comic books. And going there and seeing these people that recognized me, and we all had this conversation, it was awesome, man. So I really had a really great time. And he wound up buying this for me, and he bought Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 30, this variant cover. This is a 1 in 10, and this just gives you the sketch of obviously his new costume. And I was just so humbled by it, because no one has to do any of that stuff. You know, I'm just happy to put out the content, and it was awesome. You know, it really made my day there, and a very stressful situation for me where I possibly could not have gotten my books this week. So it's funny how things tend to work out, right? So there you guys have it. There is the haul for the week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I wanted to make sure I got all my books for you guys to see what I picked up. And of course, guys, as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to hit that bell. And of course, guys, I'll leave you more content right here to check out. And remember, keep collecting those comics, keep buying those comics, and as most importantly, you got to keep reading those books. So guys, I'll see you in that next video. Enjoy your new comic book day.